Thank you for making time to attend this urgent follow up meeting. As you all remember, in our previous session last week, we discussed the frequent tripping incident happening in the student hostels. Since then, we've continued to receive multiple complaints from both students and hostel wardens regarding sudden power cuts, flickering lights, and even minor short circuit issues. Today, our main goal is to identify the root causes of this overload problem, assess the risks involved, and finalize a practical action plan to prevent future occurrence. Let's make sure we cover both the technical and safety perspectives thoroughly. I'd like to begin by hearing from our senior electrical design engineer, Eng. Could you please share your technical findings and any updates from your recent inspections?
Certainly, based on the load analysis I conducted earlier this week, the electrical circuit in each student room are were originally designed to handle light to moderate usage. These lights, laptop charging, lighting, and small fans. However, our data show that many students are now using high-power applications such as electric kettles, rice cookers, and hair dryers directly in their rooms. Each applications can draw between 800 to 1,500 watts each for exceeds the design capacity of the room circuit. When multiple circuits are used simultaneously, the total current exceeds the range limit, causing the circuit breaker to trip repeatedly. Additionally, some other breakers might not be tripping as efficiently as they should due to wear and tear, which can create hidden safety risks. I recommend checking their condition and considering upgrade where where necessary.
Thank you, Eng. That's a very clear explanation. It aligns with the patterns we've been observing, especially in the Block C and D hostels, where students have reported more frequent outages. Now, from a safety standpoint, I'd like to invite our safety and compliance officer, Nabil, to share his perspective. Nabil, how serious is this situation in terms of compliance and student safety?
Quite serious, actually. As Ung mentioned, the use of high power appliances in confined hostel rooms is a major violation of electrical safety standards. Beyond the inconvenience of power trips, it introduces real fire hazards. In fact, during the last inspection, we found a new extension sockets that were overheating due to excessive load. If that continues, it could easily lead to melting, insultation, or electrical fires. We need to take preventive action immediately. My suggestion is twofold. First, strict enforcement of prohibited appliances by issuing clear guidelines to all residents. And the second one is awareness campaigns to educate students on the importance of responsibility of electricity use. This isn't just about enforcing rules. It's about ensuring everyone understands why the rule exists.
That's an excellent point, Nabil. Many students probably aren't aware of the load limits or how much power these appliances actually draw. Education will be key here. Look, as our on site maintenance supervisor, you and your team are the ones responding to these power trips firsthand. Can you share what you've observed on the ground?
Yes, sure, Eric. We've been called several times to reset breakers, especially during peak hour in the evenings when students are cooking or using hair dryer after class. One recurring issue is the overshoe of extension cords. Some students plug three or four devices into one outlet through multiply adapter that indirectly increase the load on the single circuit. We also noticed that some older sockets are showing signs of overheating, and a few have even melts slightly around the edge, clear sign of stress on the wiring system. To tackle this, I recommend we begin with routine expansion of all hostel. Focus on high-risk areas. We can also place warning notice in room and corridor, reminding students to not overload socket. Additionally, I strongly suggest we create designer cooking zone equipped with proper wiring, socket, and ventilation. That way, the student can still prepare simple meal safely without entering this room.
That's a very practical suggestion. Look, it not only reduces risk but also provides a safer alternative for students instead of just restricting them. And from a logistic and budgeting standpoint, how feasible would it be to implement these changes, especially the designated cooking areas and any required wiring upgrades?
Well, Eric, setting up
Okay, so Nurul first.
designated cooking areas will definitely require some financial planning and resource allocation. First, we'll need to procure heavier duty wiring, install additional circuit breakers, and possibly replace some outdated socket in the older hostel blocks. If we move forward from this, I'll also suggest sourcing energy efficient and safely certified appliance like induction cooker and electric kettles with automatic shut-off. For budgeting, I can prepare a cost estimate and procurement plan with the next few days, but it's important that we decide whether this is initiative will be temporary measure or a long-term infrastructure upgrade that will determine how much we need to invest.
Understood, Ed. Let's consider this a long term investment in both safety and sustainability. Now, before we summarize, does anyone have additional thoughts or concerns? Maybe something we haven't covered yet.
Yes, just to add, while we are upgrading, we should also look into load balancing between circuits. Some hostel blocks have an even distribution, where one phase carry a heavier load than the others. Rebalancing the electrical load could signifi- signification reduce the strain on individual breakers. It's technical step, but one considering for long-term stability.
And if I may add one more point, we could incorporate a monthly safety audit where we check not just for overload signs, but also for proper labeling, cable insultation, and breaker conditions. This keeps our systems consistently monitored.
Excellent input. both of you. I think we now have a comprehensive plan that addresses the problem from every angle. Let's summarize the agreed action points. Number one, conduct an awareness campaign for students on safe electricity use and prohibited appliances. Number two, regulate the use of high power devices in student rooms throughout clear hostel guidelines. Number three, carry out routine inspection of hostel wiring, sockets, and circuit breakers. Number four, establishing designated common cooking areas with proper electrical installations. Number five, evaluate procurement requirements for wiring upgrades and safe appliances. And lastly, number six, implement load balancing and monthly safety audits for ongoing monitoring. Now, do we all agree on this action plan?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
agreed.
Agree.
Yes.
Yes, agreed.
Okay, perfect. So, for task assignments, I want Nabil, you lead the awareness campaign and draft the compliances notice. Understood?
Yes.
And for look, you'll coordinate inspection schedules and supervise maintenance work.
So
Is
yes,
that
sir.
okay? Please review the electrical load, design, and propose rebalancing measurements.
Okay.
And prepare the procurement list and budget estimate for the upcoming upgrade.
Okay.
Now, let's aim to complete the first phase, awareness and inspections, within 2 weeks, and we'll reconvene after that to review progress. Thank you, everyone, for your cooperation and valuable input. With this plan, I believe we can significantly reduce the circuit overload problem and improve the safety of our student hostels. Meeting adjourned.